Life journey back in 2017 when I gave birth to my first daughter. I struggled to lose the weight and get back to my pre-pregnancy. Tried everything that you can think from the chemist. Literally nothing worked. Herbalife came into my life. It was my last resort. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try. I never had heard about it before. Gave it a try, 6 months, ended up losing 22 kilos. The results, not typical, individual results may vary. Felt amazing, felt energetic, started getting my confidence back, started wearing my old clothes, which was phenomenal. Felt pregnant with my second daughter, lost all the weight again, felt confident, felt pregnant with my third daughter, lost all the weight again, felt amazing, felt confident. Now, for me, I was a product lover. Like when I say a product lover, for 3 straight years from 2017 to 2020, I just needed the product, but and I wanted them at a discounted price. So I was a VIP, like I became a VIP um, with my beautiful Alex and Leah, and I love the product. Alex would invite me to a business opportunity meeting, and I would refuse each and every single time, saying, "Please do not contact me. I do not want to learn anything about the business. This is not for me. I'm just here for the product." Until one day my circumstances had changed, my situation had changed, and I'm like, you know what, I've got to give this a try. It was after my second daughter when I was on maternity leave, and I said to my husband, I don't know how I feel about going back to the banking industry. So my background was in banking. I worked for Westpac for 13 years. I started as a teller, leveled up into a home loan manager prior to me leaving Westpac. So I'm like, I don't think I can go to the banking. My income was amazing, like my position was good, and I was leveling up. But I'm like, I can't leave my girls. I need to look at an alternative avenue to see what I can, get my mind busy, but also help the family financially. So I picked up the phone and I said, what do I need to do? So I rang up Alex. I'm like, I need to learn about the business, but I'd rather speak to a female. So I'm like, hook me up with your wife. So I ended up, I called, spoke to Leah, and she's like to me, Renia, you need 3 things. I'm like, Leah, look, I'm in the banking. I'm currently on maternity leave, and my goal is to quit. I'm like, I really want to build this at a level where I'm comfortable that I can, quit banking and focus on Herbalife. She's like, you only need 3 things. And I always say those 3 things to my people is like, you've got to get product results, which we always say, attend every training possible, and be yourself. Product result, I did not have a problem. I had a product result, which was fine. Because I was eager and hungry, I jumped on each and every single Zoom training. It was COVID, it was lockdown. Not only on my team training, I jumped on all the trainings that was available for me to learn, because I wanted to absorb as much as possible to elevate my confidence, to have the initiative to learn something that I don't know. Because coming from a corporate world into, a whole different world where you're basically your own boss, if you're not gonna teach yourself, if you're not gonna manage yourself, literally no one's there that's gonna do it for you. So if one advice that I can give you from my experience is to never, ever, 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 ever stop following up on your client. No matter how many times they've rejected you, no matter how many times they've pissed you off, no matter how bad they make you feel, do not take it personal. Just remember, it's not their time, but there will come a time where their circumstances will change. They need to make sure that you're there for them so they can reach out for you. So always keep your relationship with your clients and your people open with respect, even if they say no, because you never know when they will actually approach you and say, we need this opportunity. So when I started, obviously, when you start a new business, if you're putting yourself, think about it like this. If you open up a laser shop or a cafe, it's a business. So you got to have that mindset. You got to make sure that, okay, this is a business. What do I want out of it? What are the goals that I want to achieve out of it? For me, I was very clear. If you don't have clear goals and clear objections of what you want to set up for yourself, you're not going to go to the next step. My ultimate goal was to, before my maternity leave, because I was on 1 year paid leave and then 1 year unpaid leave, and I took another year career break. This is how bad I didn't want to go back. My goal was so clear that I don't want to go back to banking. So what do I need to do? I need to put the work in. And if I don't do that myself, no one will. So how you start, it's super simple. You've probably heard this thousands and millions of times, but it cannot get simpler than these 3 things. You've got to use the product. No product results, literally no business. So don't even waste your time. If you're not willing to get on each and every single product, don't waste your time. This business is not for you. So I started on the ultimate program, but now when I wanted to do the business, I literally started testing every single product from head to toe. No kidding. Like my personal volume, my consumption is 1,500 every single month. I'm like, if I try it on myself, then people will see what I'm using. I know how this product makes me feel, then I can share my experience with others. So I made sure that I became the product of the product, energy wise, my hair wise, my skin wise, the nutrition. So you got to use the product as many times as you hear it, as boring as it can get. If you're not going to do this step, don't even waste your time, because if you're doing this for the money, ultimately you're going to get sick, you're going to get tired, and you're not going to do it. You got to wear the brand. Your product results is the brand. No product results, no business. Now you're using the product, but are you using it as to your goals? If you need energy, are you using the energy product, thoroughly? Do you have energy? Do people feel your energy? If you need to lose weight, have you lost the weight? Or if you're putting on lean muscle mass, are you putting lean muscle mass because those people are watching you? If you're going to tell them, oh, come, I'll help you lose weight, but you're not really helping yourself, they'll be like, you know what, like, help yourself first before you help me. Okay, same thing with energy, same thing with your hair. If you're talking that your hair is shiny and good, and your hair is amazing, but you're not using the product, how can you advise someone else? So you got to wear the brand. And thirdly, when I became obsessed, when I say obsessed, I truly have an emotional connection with these products, and I cannot imagine my life without them. If there will be ever a day I will not make a single cent of Herbalife, I will still talk about it, because the way the product made me feel, like, I don't want to be selfish not sharing them. If I don't share them, I feel like I'm selfish and I'm just keeping to myself. So talk about it. Just like how I share my hairdresser with all my girls. I don't get any commission for it, but I share because I love the results. I love the way my hair feels. So you're sharing on a daily basis. Use the product, wear the brand, and talk about them every single day, because you don't know who's actually praying for you to be a gate opener for them to change their life forever. Because this product took me from depression, took me from anxiety, took me from a level where I was in to where I am now. And it could have not happened if it wasn't for the goodness that this product made me feel. Now, well, let's say you follow this plan. What I did is, like I said, 3 goals to elevate your confidence, to keep your mind occupied, to keep your day busy and scheduled. So what I did, first thing I did, I'm like, okay, Rania, this is your business. What would you do the first thing for your business? You're going to start letting people know what you're doing. How would people know if you're not going to let them know? So first thing I personally did, I used the product and I shared it with my mom, dad, and sisters, but I created the social media and I named it Find a Better You. The reason why I named it Find a Better You, because this is truly how I felt. I found a better version of myself. 4 years ago, I started 2017, so 7 years ago, I felt the best version of myself. So this name really resonated with me. I'm like, this is what I want to make people feel. So set up social media, if you don't want it to be your personal, something that resonates with you. How does the product make you feel? What do they make you feel inside? Set up your free Herbalife website. Like, this is the simplest thing. You've got a free shop, guys. Like, you've got a free shop. People, I've got my friend that's got a laser shop. She had to pay to have her website created. I've got friends that, do other stuff. They had to pay someone to create their website. We have the privilege of creating a Go Herbalife website. I started making phone calls. I started telling people, look, you know what? I'm so excited. I started doing my business. I'd love your support. I didn't tell them to get on the program. I'm like, I would love for you to share my social media on your pages so people just can follow me. I would love your support. Something as simple as this can create a big impact, because if your friend shares your Instagram to, someone else, their friends might be needing to lose weight or might need energy. So then when they watch you, they will eventually contact you. Start texting a circle of influence. So my mom, my dad were literally the first 2 people. I'm like, you know what, come here, let me fix you up. So I fixed them up, because when you start with your people, if they accept, of course, we all have the skeptical family that don't want to. But when you help your immediate family, guess what happens? Trust factor gets built, because people will say, okay, if she's giving these products to her mom and dad, if she's giving these products to her girls, if she's giving this product to her husband, they must be good, because she wouldn't be giving this product to someone that she loves if they were not good. So help your family, even if you want to give the product to them at first. Say, look, I really need your support and I need you to be my role model. could you help me on this journey by getting product results so I can share you on my social media? And I'm sure, like, if your mom and dad are supportive, they most likely they would not say no. This was my way of convincing my dad to lose it. I'm like, you're supporting me. Like, I was playing a guilt trip on him so I can help him, but instead I made him think that he's helping me by getting the product results. So it's a win-win situation. I personally didn't do at the beginning shake party because it was COVID, but I spoke like no tomorrow. Like, I rang every single person, I talked to every single person. But one thing I can tell you guys, the person that you see here talking today, when I started, for good 6 months, and I kid you not, Leah can vouch for this, I did not turn my camera on Zoom. I did not even put a single photo of me on Zoom. I was so unconfident, so scared, so nervous to talk. Still do. You may feel it in my voice, but I grew. And this is what I love about Herbalife, the community. It's not just the product, it's the mindset that this opportunity gave me that in 13 years of my banking industry, I did not get for a single day. So I grew to a person I never imagined I would be. And I'm still growing. I'm still a baby. I'm still crawling. I'm still willing to learn. So never ever say you're too good, to learn something. We're never ever too good to learn anything. Always remain a student, because when you remain a student, every opportunity that comes to your way, you'll learn something out of it. So my method, when I started with a structure, I'm like, okay, Renia, what are you good at? I'm good at talking. I'm really good at talking with people face to face, not on social media. When I shared my product results at the beginning, I actually had cut off my head. It was just my body. This is how unconfident I was. And I'm like, okay, Renia, wellness evaluation. What does that mean? I bought myself a scale. Some of you may have heard my story. I bought myself a scale. I invested in a scale. I'm like, okay, what do people need? People need service. You got to give them service. People can go buy products from the chemist and then chuck it in the bin, but we're here coaches. We don't only give product to people, but we're here to provide service. People need to buy your service. This is what makes you different than someone else. So I brought a scale. I started letting my people know that, look, I offer free wellness evaluation at no obligation. You don't need to buy any product. We just simply can learn about your body. Guess what happened? By doing that, I created people that wanted to learn about their body because they didn't know what's a body fat, what's a visceral fat, what's a metabolic age. I started educating them. This is what this means. This is what that means. I would have the skinniest person, but with severe, like obese, high fat. So it does not mean you're skinny, your body fat is healthy. And I started giving solutions to the problem that they have. And I allowed them to choose. I did not force my product on them. I'm like, look, this is your numbers. This is a solution. We can combine these together. And in 2 weeks' time, I can measure you again to see how my products are working on your body. And this is what I literally do. A person starts on my program. I get them wellness evaluation. Let's say they decide to start on a breakfast pack or an ultimate pack. In 2 weeks' time from the day they start, this is for people that are living in Sydney, around me, obviously. I get them to come back in every 2 weeks. This is time and effort out of my day. But what that does, it gets people results. When people get results, they become product lovers. When a person become a product lover, you retain those people. So you know that they're getting product month in and month out. And when you have that retention, guess what happens? Those people start referring people to you. A person says to the other person, look, Renia is doing free wellness evaluation. She's got this magic scale that tells you everything in the body. People don't know that. If you go to the gym, people charge you $100 for this. I'm offering this out of charge and no obligation for them to buy anything. So for me, I'm like, okay, Renia, this is your business. It is up to you if you want your business to succeed or if you want your business to go down. So I set this structure. This is what I'm good at. This is what I'm going to do. This was one of my methods. I invited those people to the scale through social media, through Use Wear and Talk. I did lots of roadshows, even when I was pregnant, business launches with my team members and flyers. And the method of that is for wellness evaluation. And when you have referral, then you can invite people to homes, business opportunity. And guess what? You teach the same circle again to your team members so they can have a solid business month in and month out. And From June 2020 till now, and this is not to brag, on average, my volume point has been nothing less than $10,000 on average. So far, it's been 4 years. I'm nearly at 500K volume points since I've started. This would have not had happened if I didn't put a structure in place, if I didn't set my mindset, clear. If I'm taking too much time, please let me know. I can stop. Are we good? Yeah. And one thing I've learned, guys, from this opportunity is you got to be the listener, not the speaker. I cannot stress this enough. When a person comes in, I'll probably say my 30-second story, but I ask them about themselves. Does anyone here know what TED is? TED is tell me, explain, describe. I always tell people, tell me about you. Describe me, how did you feel when you were this weight? What makes you feel you want to go back? What's your goal? Because when you provide solution, you got to link the solution to the problems that they just told you earlier. When you're the listener, then people know that you truly are caring. When you're the listener, you're not setting up already a plan in your head that you want to sell a certain product because or you've already set it up in your head, but rather you might find or unlock other problems that these people have that you can potentially have a solution for. It's up to you. You want to go fast or you want to go slow. There are methods. You can take a screenshot of these. I've taken this from one of the other coaches team, but this is so true. For me, my wellness evaluation is my key to my business. I don't have a nutrition club. I don't have a fit club. I've started doing a walking club with moms, but I literally started this on wellness evaluation. And guys, there's no luck in this business. There is no luck. If you think I'm lucky or someone else who's a president team is lucky, no. Those people have put hard work, consistency. They've probably cried. They probably got disappointed. Like I've cried multiple times. I've had people that really, really upset me, team members that really backstabbed me, but this is what makes you grow stronger. This is what propels your personality to become the leader to be for your team, because you got to share your experience. If you're not going to go through those obstacles and challenges, you will not get to the next step. If you're not going to grow, you're not going to be worthy of the next step. So every challenge that comes your way, take it with an open heart and just say, what is it teaching me? What is it in this obstacle or challenge that is going to help me to get to the next step? So there is no luck. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of consistency, and a lot of times where my husband actually calls me crazy at times, because at 1:30 a.m. I'm actually messaging clients when they need me. I'm like, okay, people need me now, Jack. Like, what if something has happened to them? So I'm obsessed with my people and with my products. Take every opportunity this business gives you, even if it feels damn uncomfortable. Like, when I was asked to be a speaker on various occasions, so scary. I never did this in banking. Like, I was not prepared to do this, but I'm like, okay, Renia, what is it going to make out of you because of this experience? What person will you become out of this experience? Like I said, you're setting yourself a structure. Remember to learn to be uncomfortable in comfortable situations, because if you're not willing to take that step yourself, then do not have expectations of your teams to do that. If you're not willing to get uncomfortable yourself, your team will say, but you didn't do it. What would you answer them in that situation? But if you do it and say, look, I'm showing you, I've done it, I've been there, I can show you what's possible. So always take the opportunities given to you. And what keeps me accountable to elevate my confidence each and every single day is those 5 P's: patience, persistence, perseverance, passion, and purpose. This business requires patience. It does not happen overnight. The work that you put in today and the seed that you plant today, you hear, I know, mommy. The seed that you plant today, this is my Trinity. So the seed that you plant today will reap your results after. You got to be patient. You got to be persistent. Why are you doing this? What's your why? My why is my 3 girls. I want to set up an example for them that, you're a woman. You're going to be a woman one day. You're going to be a mother one day. That does not mean you got to stop. You can be empowered and you can empower others. So I want to make sure that I set up the best role model for my kids to make sure that they grow in a best environment. And opportunities are endless, guys. Nothing is impossible if you open up your mind to it. And the last 2 quotes I'm going to be shared: strength does not come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you thought you couldn't. If you think, oh, this business is not working, I'm not strong enough, Trust me, you are. You just got to unlock your potential. Each and every single one is created uniquely. We've all got different DNAs. Each of cell in our DNAs is different, but we've got a purpose in this world to serve. Unlock your purpose and have the passion about it. And once you do, you are unstoppable. And last but not least, I'm gonna share this. Do things for people not because of who they are or what they can do in return, but do it because of who you are. When you do something to someone without expecting something in return, the results are crazy. The time that you do something expecting something in return, when those things don't go as you planned it in your head, you'll become disappointed. But when you do it willingly out of your heart and out of your passion, even if things don't go to what you created, you're doing it for those people because of who you personally are, not because of who they are. I hope this helped. If you've got any questions, please let me know. I know I've gone over time. I'm so sorry. Like, I tried to reduce my slides as much as I can.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Renia. I know that you said you had to go at 8:30, but do you have like a moment really quickly to answer a question?
Hey, yeah, that's fine. We ended up having that Zoom call earlier, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Hold on one second. I'm just going to bring you back as the spotlight for everyone. There we go. Yeah. All right, we are going to go into breakout rooms in a moment. So what I wanted to ask you to help people go into those breakout rooms, they got hint, everyone, that's being set up now. You're going to discuss some of the things that Renia has spoken about, what you've learned. But Renia, from your perspective, because this call tonight is about confidence, and we can tell your confidence is through the roof. You are not lacking in that anymore, that's for sure. But with your team members who may be starting out and haven't quite got the momentum that you've got, give us three things that you sit down with a brand new team member who really is keen to do the business, not quite getting those results yet, still a little unsure. What are three things that you do with them to help them elevate their confidence to really start going out and doing the work, the action to start to attract those results, if you don't mind?
So the first and most important thing, I'm like, we got to get you on the product. This is non-negotiable. Like I said, no product, no results. So I'm like, okay, what's your goal? What do you want to get out of this business? Why do you want to do this business? So understand their goal clearly. Write it down. Tell me why. Because if those people come back to me and not doing, I'm like, this is your goal. That's what you told me. But what I do to elevate their confidence, I do try, show, and tell. So for people that are in my state, I actually invite them to come to my house, bring their clients, and what I do, I sit down, the person sits down next to me, bring their client, actually do the talk, I do the measurements. I'm like, you just be my mirror. I'm like, I just want you to mirror me. First, second, third, fourth, fifth client. Like recently I've just got 4 new members. It's taking a lot of time out of my day, but I really want to help them build their business and go out there and grow confidently. So they come in, I'll do the measurements, I'll do the talking, I'll do everything for them. Like, now you've watched me. The second appointment, I'm like, okay, I need you to go on the scale. I need you to start, I want you to show me how you're going to do the scale, because I want you to service those people. And I also tell them, I'm like, go back on my Instagram from the beginning. Watch how I was. I didn't put my picture. I didn't even show my face for literally good 2 years on my stories. But I'm like, when you jump on these calls and when you be around the campfire, your confidence will build. The moment that you pull yourself from these calls, the moment you become too much pride that you're too good, then guess what? You will never grow. But I always say, no matter how much you know, no matter how repetition and how boring it is, jump on these calls. Every call that I jump on, I'm jumping on before them because I want to show them that I'm leading by example. Despite being 4 years in the business, this is what you got to do. So they have to jump on this training if they want to build their confidence. If they do shake parties or road shows, first time I actually go with them and I'm like, okay, I'll come with you. I'll show you what we're going to be doing, just so they know that they've got a supporting hand. But at the same time, you cannot babysit your team members all the time. You show them once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. if you see that your team members are not showing initiative, to at least try to find out, then I don't know if they're in the right business or if it's their right timing. It could be not the right timing for them, but you cannot babysit them for life, because at the end of the day, this is an independent business. Okay, this is an independent business. And like, look, guys, if you know how many disturbance I'm getting right now, but this is my business. I chose to do this business from home so I can be a present mother, so I can be flexible, but at the same time, I can help my family financially. I can take them to holiday. And most importantly, to be an independent woman that's not just a mother, but far more than a mother. I hope that answered your question.
Absolutely. And I have one more question, just because we have a lot of international people on the call, or people who are working with people internationally. I've noticed because I follow you, but you have a new member that's actually doing really well from the United States. How are you supporting that new team member from Sydney?
Okay, so actually, I've got three team members from United States.
Yeah, I've seen one.
Yeah, the three. Just give me 1 second. Bria. Sorry. So I've got three members. One of them was actually my fourth line.
Right.
So one of them was my fourth line, who's now my first line.
Yeah.
All these people did
Drop
not
down.
requalify, did not see the vision. So I've worked really closely. You got to work deep, not
Yeah.
just wide. You got to work down deep with your team members, because you don't know what happens. All these three people left because they didn't qualify, and this person came up. So one of them, I'm literally, if I say every single day I'm going to chat with her, like, you will not believe me, maybe 2-3 times a day. Hey, going, what are you doing? Like, if she has questions, if she's not sure, like, I'm available. Like, it's crazy, but I'm available most of the time, let's say 24/7. Okay. The other two, one of them is my husband's cousin, who started and she wanted to lose weight, and then she started helping her dad. She's a nurse. I said, start sharing this product at work, because what do nurses lack in? They lack in energy.
Yeah.
So she started sharing, and her, like my second line, who's, I think she's South African, if I'm not mistaken, she saw what my husband's cousin is using. She's like, I want to get on them. That person now is my supervisor. Out of just getting product like energy, she lost 25 kilos. Okay, so you got to work deep. So it's not just your front line. Get to know your organization, support them, be for them, because if you're like, it's harder sometimes when you're not living with a person, so they might feel disconnected, they might feel you're not there for them. Be in contact, have Zoom calls, have video calls, like, support them by sharing their journeys or by their results, or by, if they tag you in their reels, share it on your stories, because this is what boosts our confidence. When someone praises you, and when someone says, like, you're doing an amazing, it just builds your confidence slowly. So I've got people in Sweden as well, like, they're just people, product lovers, and they use the product with their family and friends. But I would say, really get to know your people, get to know their family, their goals, what do they like, what are their ambitions. Don't just talk about Herbalife business, but truly know them at a personal level.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. You have been brilliant tonight. You have shared so much gold with everyone. I think people are probably
Sorry
going,
for taking so much time. I know I've taken more than 15
that's
minutes.
okay. We appreciate you coming even on. We understand how busy you are. And look, you've got a whole family there waiting for you, wanting your attention. So, Stefan has a question. Steph, if you want to ask a question, but we are going to go to the breakout room. So, quick question, Steph.
Quick question. Hey, Renia, how are you, legend?
Good, how are
Jeez,
you?
hearing you the second time in a month, you just learn even more, don't you? But I've got to be quick. So just talking about overseas people, how do you do your wellness evaluation, like, over the phone? Like, what? Because obviously they haven't got a Tanita scale there. So how do you do that?
So what I do is, if they don't have a Tanita scale, I actually go on Amazon and find what's closest to the Tanita scale that's actually cheap and affordable, if they can. So I'm like, look, this scale will do something similar to the Tanita scale, and they're like, they've got $25-$30. I'm like, look, if you really want to get product results, let's get you this scale. If they cannot get the scale at all, which is fine, I'm like, okay, let's get you just to measure your weight. And then what I do, I get them to buy a centimeter measurements. They have to buy the centimeter measurement. It might cost them $2. And I get them to measure certain areas in their body. And I get them to say, I need you to write the date, your weight, the centimeter measurements of your bust, of your belly button, of your hips. And I need those measurements in 2 weeks' time. What that does, it holds them accountable. So if, let's say, they jump on the scale because it's just giving them the scale number and they've lost half a kilo to 1 kilo, but they've dropped 10 centimeters from their belly, this is when they witness, okay, I didn't drop in weight, but I dropped centimeters. I'm like, look, if you had a scale that tells you everything, you most likely have put on muscle mass and dropped body fat. And this is why I recommended the scale. When they see those little wins and little victories, they'll be like, oh, so how can I get that again? So I get them to buy it off Amazon, or where they can buy like something, not as expensive, but something that can give them something similar, just so they know what's happening in their body. But every 2 weeks, they got to send me their details, how they're tracking, and photos. I'm like, look, I've got over thousands of photos of my clients that don't allow me to share, but I'm like, take those photos. It's okay if you're not going to allow me to share it, but I'm like, once you take it in 2 weeks' time, every 2 weeks, I do layout, the app that tells them the before and after. When I do that, I actually send it to them. I'm like, look, you said you've lost 1 kilo, half a kilo, but look at your body shape, how much you've transformed. So again, it's building their confidence in the product, because people feel disappointed. I feel disappointed at the beginning when the scale wasn't moving, but I had dropped two dress sizes. So it's educating them, because people don't know. All people know is the number on the scale, and that's it. So centimeter measurements, if a body composition monitor is not available, getting them to send those measurements to me, and photos as well.
Awesome. All right, fabulous. Thank you so much for your time, Renia. Throw in some chats of love to Renia. Send her a private message on Instagram or Facebook to let her know what you got out of tonight. Renia, we're going to let you